Look alive. Man, I did not know how that was going to go. I lost my voice yesterday, and I thought I was going to be crackling and popping there like a kid going through puberty.
Hey, it's no better time to be alive.
Let's go, baby. Hey, episode 67, the Milly Goats, October 1st, the best sports month, by the way. I
Yes.
don't know how anybody can dispute that. Let us be the first to wish you and yours a happy National Hair Day, not hair of the dog. Unless you do that too. I guess it could be that. I'm not sure.
I think
J
Sunday
Vi
I think Sunday fun days are a lot of hair of the dog for most people. Going out Saturday night, getting it
got that
going
dog
Sunday.
in you, basically.
Hey.
Or you're trying to put that dog in you. J Vi and I with you. Tex is out tonight. Butch P we're not he usually comes in late. So looks like we got two dudes right here with two teams, as you can see on our hats, that are firing on all cylinders. Would you say?
I would say we're here because, you know, our teams are playing the best and we feel most confident about our teams. You know, their team might be 3-1, but they're not very confident about their team. They just want to
It's
talk about
yeah,
how they need to get rid of their quarterback. So,
it's a worried 3-1. I
yeah,
mean,
I
as
understand why they
far
didn't want to be on. You know, they don't want to have to talk or listen to us brag the whole time.
yeah, I mean they're Cowboys fans. Tex and Butch P are Cowboys fans, and clearly their lack of absence here screams actions speak louder than words,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Screams nervousness for going into next week's game with you guys.
bad, bad and the Reds. Dylon's not here either, so that also speaks louder.
Well, that's a whole different story. The Vikings are trash.
If they didn't have
Confirmed.
Justin Jefferson, they I don't know. Even though Dylon did chime in and say that they're still going to win the division. I might have to revamp my take on that one. Dude, the Panthers need to play any dog. We'll get into all that. Whatever. But yeah, so episode 67, National Hair Day. We're trying to win the Millie.
Shout out Kilgore.
Shout out Kilgore. What's up? Uh which I had a really good lineup that got let down by one guy. So I did not win the Millie. J-Vi, did you win the Millie in DraftKings?
No, I did not win the Millie. And as a matter of fact, my worst lineup, I had 5 lineups going today. My worst lineup was the one that I actually entered into the Millie.
That's the worst.
Yeah. So it's frustrating. I actually didn't
Yeah.
end up cashing at all this today. I was cashing
Oh.
with about when it was just the Niners game and the Cowboys game left and ended up not cashing.
Mm.
I guess
Uh,
Herbert got a little loosey goosey at the end, turnover or something, and
who? Herbert. Justin
yeah,
Herbert.
yeah,
Yeah. He was balling though. He had a lot of rushing touchdowns. Yeah, or I think one or
he had
two. I'm
one.
not sure. Okay. Sunday night football is going on right now. When I came down, the Jets had 5 points. I'm not
When I came
what's
down, it
that?
was 17-0. I just looked and it was 17-12. Zach Wilson just threw a touchdown pass.
To who?
CJ Uzamanzola.
Oh, CJ, who's your mama?
Yeah,
Of course he did. Couldn't be Garrett Wilson, who I'm playing currently, so that lineup's
same.
probably dead.
Yeah, I went with a 5-1 stack and played Garrett Wilson.
Mm, that's what I did. Whoops. So that's going on. We'll update as the show goes. Also, just quickly, we are the USA is in shambles as far as athletics goes. The Ryder Cup, the World Cup of basketball, the soccer World Cups, both of them,
Ba-
hockey,
Baseball.
golf, baseball. I mean, we're gonna have to
But
start our own football World Cup just
golf
to.
did it to themselves. They didn't take the best players.
And wouldn't you know, on the last day, who cost them? Who cost them the lead on the last 2 days?
Well, Shefty should have won. He didn't
Ron
win a
made an
single
eight.
match.
Ron made an 89 footer on the last hole, didn't he?
I don't know. But
he made it. That's what our stat CEO said, that Rahm made an 89-foot putt on the last hole.
it does.
Like,
Off the tee box, Shefty went into the rough. Like he had 4 straight birdies. Last hole, he just lost it. I mean, okay, Rahm made a good putt, but I don't know.
I'll give him a pass in singles because Rahm's the second best player in the world, right? But like you're saying, he didn't win a match all weekend.
He didn't
Will
win a
not
match.
give
He
him a pass
lost
for
2,
that.
tied 2.
It's because he had the wrong hat, dude. He was wearing a hat like this. He always wears the dad hat.
Dude, he also hasn't played in 5 weeks.
I have notes from that. Like 9 of them didn't play.
You,
9 out of the 12.
I mean,
It's disgusting.
imagine if they had a league that played a similar format to the Ryder Cup with
Yeah,
teams and players
was
and 3 days worth of golf. Imagine if they had a league that they could have chose players from.
yeah. Wonder where that would be.
Yeah.
College, right?
Yeah. Well,
Dude, if I was Zach Johnson, I would have put DeChambeau on there, and I would have
he
put them on every match that Rory was playing.
DeChambeau is playing. He's one of the top golfers right now, playing wise.
Yeah, he's shooting the 50s, like twice.
Yeah.
But I would have put him and Kapka on a team, and everywhere Rory went, that's where those two were going.
Exactly. But hey, hats off, pun
Hats off,
intended, to Cantley.
dude. Was it Saturday?
Yeah.
That dude put the whole country on his back for the last like 4 holes.
They needed some Riz, and he gave it to him. The best part about it was his caddy getting into it too with Rory.
Kava.
Yeah, that used to be Tiger's caddy. Hey, what if Tiger would have shown up?
Hey, dude, I thought I was watching a dad blame NASCAR race out there. They were holding back, pointing at each other's face.
Nobody touching anybody.
I thought, are we in the Coca-Cola 600 right now? Let's go. Jeez. Anyways, we have more on that. Only 2 undefeated teams remain in the NFL. J-Vi, do you know who those are?
Yeah, teams that haven't played anybody at all. If you look at who they've played, they've had like a total of 2 wins.
Lost to the Jets, dude. You can't sit up here as a Bills fan. Tell me we ain't played nobody, Paul, when you're sitting there with an L to Zach Wilson hanging over your head. Get out of here, dude.
Nice. First game of the season, man.
I'm
You
not
played
gonna,
you played the Steelers the first game of the season.
I mean, they're 2-2. They got their
I got
teeth
mollywopped.
kicked in. Hey, we called it though.
Yeah.
Look, if you're listening to this, watch our Wednesday night show. We will tell you the games that you need to zero in on for sure. Okay, Circus Chat. We haven't cranked that back up yet, but it's an app you download. Group chat goes live, just like you'd be live streaming, but except it's text messages in your group chat. It's really fun to do when you're watching games. So download the app, search for our name, the Milly Goats. We're the top one.
What time is the Niners Cowboys game?
Sunday, 8:20.
No shit. All right. Oh, so it's a Sunday night game.
Yeah.
Dang it.
I know. Dex was telling me he was so mad he couldn't come down to watch it with me. I was like, you don't want to be here for that, dude.
Well, I was saying that we should do the circus chat during that game since y'all can't watch it together, but we'll all be together doing this.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put it on my phone, like off the Wi-Fi, and just watch it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and then Hall of Fame bets, dude. That app is so cool. You could filter everything. Like you get like, okay, I wanted to see who was it? Somebody who was I looking up? I don't know. You can build parlays. You do all the research on the app. You can filter like, does Jared Goff play well against the Packers? Boom. It gives you all those stats right there for you to make your own decision. Steelers on the road, cover the spread. They had the last 3 or 5 in a row, but this week they did. But you can look up stuff like that. Also, individual player stats. It's phenomenal. Promo code MillyGoats. You get 50% off your first month. Hall of Fame bets. They're working on a Droid app, but it is on the Apple iOS operating system, whatever it is, technology stuff. Okay, National Hair Day. There are 4 basic hair types, and each type can be broken down further based on the type of curl, texture, and other characteristics. The 4 basic types of hair are straight, wavy, curly, and kinky. Now, which one of the There's a story from college about when you had your hair really long so it'd come out of your helmet
Yes.
and you straightened it. And that is one of my favorite pictures of all time because that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
It took me like 2 weeks to get it unstraightened.
Because would you say you have kinky or curly or wavy?
I would say definitely wavy.
Yeah.
I mean, when
Mine's
that thing's what I it's like a you know that you always have that awkward stage when your hair's growing out?
yes.
When I hit that awkward stage, it looks like you could get on a surfboard and ride my hair all the way to the flip at the end and then, you know, do your thing.
Dude. Oh, got a question there. Um, from the Facebook, am I worried about Dallas? No. Are you kidding me? No. Not worried about Dallas at all. I mean, have you seen them play? All we gotta do, look, we'll roll out the red carpet and let him get to the red zone so Dak can throw a pick. We'll just give it to him. Hey, start on the 20, and we'll watch Dak
Hey,
throw 6 picks.
just play the whole game like overtime
Talk about
rules.
aim. Just from the 25, college overtime. Holy cow. But yeah, mine's wavy. I grew mine out one time. Actually, when I met my now wife on the cruise ship I was on. They straightened half my hair and left the other half. So for a night, I just had one half of my hair straight. I look like you know, the lady who has her bangs straightened and then the spikes in the back. That's kind of what I look like. Hey, best hair. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Best hair from a TV show or movie.
I knew you'd slide in a water cooler debate on this
I
show,
have
even
to.
though we don't do it on this show anyway.
We're talking National Hair Day.
But
We got to celebrate.
I know that's a tough one though.
Hey,
There's
Ace
so there's
Ventura.
so many. What about something about Mary when she puts the gel in her hair?
What about Kingpin?
Ooh,
Yeah. What about Kingpin? Now that's some
yeah,
great hair. Princess
that is a
Leia.
Rapunzel.
Mm. Anyways, National Hair Day. There you go. All right, on the show, week 4 recap of DraftKings, tail lines, Homer Alley for our football teams, the Bills and Niners. And since the Cowboys and Vikings fans aren't here, we will talk about their teams. Hang the banners, other relevant sports news, our listener league update, which I screwed up. My apologies to everybody that was trying to join that couldn't. I copied the link from Twitter, which didn't copy the entire link. So when you clicked on it, it said page not found. So that was my fault. Hand up.
Yikes!
Hey, hey, that's all right though. We'll get it back. Look, good thing is
They
next
didn't want
week.
that smoke anyway.
I mean, we didn't want that smoke. We
We
look
didn't.
like the Pittsburgh Steelers up in that
I
thing.
know. Yeah.
That was bad. I put the wrong CJ Stroud lineup in there. Inter squad Dad Kings Jamboree. Somebody's on the board. Somebody's on the board.
Somebody didn't win in America.
Hey, I'm about to move all my stuff over to Europe. We're not good at sports anyways anymore.
You want to be from
What's
Europe?
what's the benefit of playing here? We're gonna go to and get our butts kicked overseas. Stop stealing our t-shirt designs, intellectual property. Stop and unblock us, Reddit college football, you cowards. Kay Adams, we want it back. Sam Howell was a baller today. That's not why the Commanders lost. So give us back the lone wolf. Okay, football tail lines. As we always do before we start this, App State, our team.
Whew.
I mean, congrats to the kicker, Michael Hughes. That was awesome. As
Yeah.
former specialists, cool to see a guy who's had a couple of chances to be that big and then finally get it. That was awesome.
And to redeem himself for last week, not his fault. The kick got blocked and ran back for a touchdown. But
Mm,
you still think about that's still in your head as a kicker, especially with those longer field goals because you're not supposed to put more power into it, but you
hey,
want to. So sometimes you run. So kudos to him for rebounding and not letting last week affect him.
yeah, that was big time. 54 yarder. That's pretty cool.
That's a
Walk
that's
off.
a That's a shot too.
Yeah. I mean, but UL Monroe, we're 12.5-point favorites. What are we doing? What are we doing, App State? Can't be having that. I mean, I know we had a pretty good non-conference schedule and a lot of highs and lows, but let's come on now. We can't be. I mean, hats off, Ryder Cup style to UL Monroe, and they're in the picture you sent of their coach, who looks like the dude from Up.
Yes. Tommy Bowden, he looks like the old guy from Up.
Is that who? Is that
Yeah.
who's at UL
Not
Monroe?
Tommy Bowden, it's, the other Bowden,
Oh,
Tommy's brother.
okay, okay, that's awesome. But come on, App State, we can't be having that. Not with JMU and Marshall the way they're going. All right, tail lines. Here we go. Here's my tail line. 54. I saw this on Tuesday, so it's already over. So for like the next 50 days, there's football on every single day
Yes.
till like Thanksgiving, every night. Maction and Sunbelt, Fun Belt, starting, I think, this coming week because it is October.
Yeah, the App plays Coastal on the 10th, which is a Tuesday.
Yes, going up on a Tuesday now.
I might.
All right, what's your tail lines, dude?
My tail line, Diggs is him.
No,
Diggs went off today. You can't say he didn't because he did. And for all the he wants out of Buffalo crowd, after he scored his touchdown, went into the crowd and did the Stone Cold 2 beers. Shout out to Diggs.
no, dude, he's not. He's not him.
Yes, he is him.
He's not him. I mean, he had a good
He's,
game. I watched that game. We were traveling back from visiting my
he
family.
coined the phrase. He was the first one to say it. Now everybody wants to say, "Oh, he's him. She's her."
No,
He is him. He's the OG. Him.
no, that's not it.
Yeah.
That's not the point. DraftKings format, he was like the wide receiver 5. Like, you can't say he was the best wide receiver when he wasn't. It's like
Well,
the
I'm not
data's
talking
there.
about DraftKings lineups. I'm talking about my tail line for the weekend and the game that I watched and the game that was my team, my tail line. So you're you're the guy reading the paper yelling at me about my headline.
That's what sports shows are for, dude. Have some fun, dude. Jeez. Why take it so
Mr. Negative
serious?
Nancy over here.
Diggs is not him. Josh Allen was good, though. I have to admit that. James A. We got it. All right. So there's our tail lines. We do tail lines because everybody does headlines. We're coming up with our own thing. Tails never fails, baby. Let's go. The college football playoff picture took another hit this week.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna have to revamp it again. We're gonna wind up by the end of the year with the same exact thing as the college football
Yeah.
playoff committee. It's gonna be like Michigan. We're gonna run out of teams to throw in there that are undefeated. I don't know what the
maybe,
count is now, but I know
maybe
we
that
lost a lot
is
of good men out there.
their format.
It's
We
the
cracked their
idiots like
formula.
us. Jeez. Anyways, yeah, Syracuse was in it. Kansas was in the playing game. Duke was number 1, so that stings. USC still in there. Who was our
But
number
look,
2?
I'm
Air
still
did
not
Air
I'm
Force
still
win?
not I was trying to look it up.
Did Air Force win?
I was trying to look it up. But
Whoever's watching.
what I was gonna say though is I'm still not sold on Texas. I think they should do another playing game this week against Oklahoma.
Yep. They, the Kansas quarterback didn't even play. He was out for back spasms, Jaden Daniels. I mean, as
Didn't
far as
know
I'm
that.
concerned, asterisk.
Air Force mollywopped San Diego
Oh,
State
they did. That's right. I remember that. Yes. So Air Force is still in
49-10.
there.
And
So
Fresno State.
we're gonna have to move up Kentucky, and then we're
Yeah,
gonna
and
have
they
to
play
move.
Georgia this week.
Okay, so that's a good one. Yes. Then we'll have to move up Washington State.
Yeah.
They were number 6, I think. So
And
there we go.
Fresno State is in there now.
Fresno State can be in the first 2 out, and then the playing game will include Texas again.
Yes.
Like you said, we're not sold on Texas.
Yeah.
Can't be beating teams with their backup quarterback.
Yeah. Barely.
So All right, Homer Alley. This is where we give each other a minute or two to talk about our teams. Okay, I'm a Niners fan, obviously. J-Vi's a Bills fan. Tex and Butch P are Cowboys. Dylon is a Vikings fan. So we quickly kind of review those games and talk about things that we changed all the stuff I wrote in the document. You turned out I forgot what it was.
Because it's my turn. That's my turn to
All
talk
right.
about my team, not your turn to talk about
I get
bad about my team.
it's like a press conference. I reserve the right to ask questions after you finish. So, with that being said, Bills won by the most, I think, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Cowboys won by a lot too, but they're not here. So, back of the line, pal. So, Buffalo Bills, J-Vi, as a Bills Mafia enthusiast. I'm sure my mom's listening. So, also a Bills fan. Go ahead.
Well, the Bills just absolutely dominated today, start to finish. As I said, my tail line, Diggs is him, but JA went off too. He's 7-0 against the Dolphins at home now. He also had more total touchdowns today than he had incompletions. Name another quarterback that did that today. Oh, wait, you can't.
Caleb Williams did that on Saturday almost.
Well, I said today. So you're interrupting me and not listening to me brag about
Do
my
you really want me
team
to answer that question? Do you want me to answer that question? Because you know there's one quarterback that did it.
that had, huh? I can't hear you. You froze. So I'll keep going. Matt
No.
Milano
Answer the
is
question.
another turnover. So add it. Better than Fred Warner. And they brought that up today. Tony Romo was listening because he said he reminds me, but better, of a guy that plays in San Francisco, and he talked about Fred Warner. But he said that about Matt Milano. So shout out Tony Romo for listening.
Okay.
That was the Bills' sixth straight game, shutting Tyreek Hill down for under 100 yards. Don't think many teams do that. We are first in the division after that win, but there was a negative. Trey White got injured, and that to me that hurts just as bad or worse than when Von Miller got injured, because Trey White is our shadow corner. He shadows the best players and basically shuts down half the field, so our defense is able to do things that other defenses that don't do that can't do. So that hurts us.
He tore his Achilles.
I know.
That's
It's
the
just a
word on the
freak.
street.
It's just a freak play. It's the same way he tore his ACL. Same way, like freak play.
Did you say it was non-contact?
Yeah. I mean, he was guarding Tyreek Hill, but like,
Mm.
yeah, it was just, and it was on that fourth down play that you're like, why are they even going for it? They're down by 30 points. It's like 4th and 1. The Bills stopped them because they decided to not give it to a Kane or whatever his name is, who had 100 yards rushing on 3 carries.
Hi.
And they decided to pass it on 4th and 1, and we stopped them. And he knew it too. He threw his helmet, like you could tell. He knew
Yeah,
it.
that's a big tendon. So if it pops, like if any tendon or ligament like that pops, it's nasty. Something you don't
Yeah.
forget for sure. It's weird, man. You've seen a lot of these dudes who ACL injury and then Achilles injury following.
Yeah.
That tells me that we need to be ramping up the progressive loading to people's calves. So that'll get me off on a whole nother tangent. Big win for the Bills. I do want to say, first of all, there's another quarterback that has the same amount of touchdown passes as incompletions, and his name is Brock Purdy. So show some respect.
The same?
Acknowledge that. Yeah.
He only had
I'm
one
looking at it right
touchdown
now.
pass?
Josh Allen, 21 to 25, 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, and he had
Brock
a
Purdy,
rushing
20 of
touchdown. That's why I
21,
said
1
total.
touchdown. Yeah, Brock Purdy had a rushing touchdown too. If you're gonna come here with facts, come with facts,
Well, you didn't say
and
that.
then respect facts. Don't come here with stats. I do want to ask. Hey, shout out to our inside source on the Bills for getting that net back up.
Yeah.
Did you get it back
2
up?
good punts today. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Had a nice
saw he
coffin
averaged like
corner, and then he
46
had
and
a
a half.
53. Yeah,
That guy
coffin
tried to.
corner.
That dude tried to knock it into the end zone, but so red zone offense. Are you worried?
No.
They were
Why
5
would
of
I be
6, but
worried?
I think they had like 3 field goals.
Yeah, but the field goals were later in the game. We scored
Mm.
we scored touchdowns our first few.
What do you make of the
No, why
Dolphins being an opponent of the Dolphins? I watched that game. I'm like, dude, that Achane guy, freak show.
I think that like the Dolphins have played 3 bad teams
Mm.
defensively. I think they're good, but us being a divisional team, we played them 3 times last year. They have the same team. Like same coach, same team 3 times. Like this would have been our 4th time in 2 years that we played them. NFL has good coaches too.
And Vic Fangio was supposed to be like the secret weapon that came in and
Yeah,
corralled Buffalo's offense. Nope.
yeah, nope. But we just have their number at home too. Like I said, like Josh Allen's 6-0 against them at home. Like when we lose to them, it's in Miami, and it's usually when we play them in September, and it's 9,000 degrees on the visitors' sideline.
Do you think turnovers and penalties are what gave the Bills the edge? Because otherwise, it was pretty evenly matched from a stats standpoint.
Well, the Bills lead the league in interceptions. They should have had more than they had
Yes.
today.
That's one of my favorite stats for teams that go to the Super Bowl and make deep playoff runs is their turnover margin.
Yeah,
I love that stat.
they
Because
were
you're
showing
giving your
today what the amount of touchdowns versus turnovers, and Miami and the Bills were like the only team that had a higher touchdowns than turnovers. The Dolphins had 18 touchdowns to 5 turnovers, and the Bills had 11 touchdowns to 5 turnovers.
Surprised the Niners weren't in that.
That's
Dating
just a
back
stat they put up.
Okay. Is that this year?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, 48 is not too bad for the Bills. I think that's all the rebuttals I had to the Bills. Raheem Mostert made a sick catch for a running back.
Yeah, it was. He mossed him.
Dude, he went up and got it. When that game started, I was like, oh, here we go. Because it was already hit the over by the first half. What was it, like 31 to 20 or something?
They scored 5 touchdowns on their first 5 possessions. Like between the two of them. Like the first 5
That's
possessions
crazy.
of the games were a touchdown.
Dude, they shut him down in the second half. Jeez. Good for them. All right. Now, the 49ers. Christian McCaffrey is a freak show.
I can't
Dude,
argue that.
I mean, if you're playing him in fantasy, I'm so sorry. Like regular, like home league fantasy, and then in DraftKings, he broke the slate because he had like 53 points or something stupid, and he should have had another touchdown, but they were trying to give it to Juszczyk, and he couldn't get there, and so they let Brock Purdy sneak it in from like half-yard line. But he could have had 5 touchdowns.
How
He
how
I just
dumb does it look like the Panthers? Like how did the Panthers get rid of him?
dude, he is. I mean, Debo and Ayuk had a great game. Like
Yeah.
he is the key to that offense. Like to give it like multiple levels, it's Ayuk because he stretches the field. He had a lot of good. I mean, he had like 140
Yeah, I
today or
thought
something.
Debo wasn't supposed to play today.
Yeah, I mean that's Debo though. He's always banged up. I didn't ever see a
Yeah,
report saying that he was like
I was
trending
gonna
out
play
like.
Ayuk, but like in my head that I saw that he was out today or he was gonna be inactive. So I was like, I'm not gonna play Ayuk if Debo's not playing either because they'll go hard on Ayuk. They'll cover him.
Yeah, but I mean Ayuk had a huge game, but it's so funny, like that everybody's like you got to give McCaffrey a breather, and it's like, dude, he's the whole like he looks like he doesn't want to come out. So I
Yeah.
mean, if he wants to keep going out there, let him go. But anyways,
He should be. I
There's a
would say
bet
he's
that went on that
MVP
said if
right
you
now.
would bet, let me I have it pulled up here. Yeah. Who's doing more for their team on a game by game basis? He delivers every time. If you placed $1,000 bet for Christian McCaffrey to score a touchdown in week 13 last year and kept rolling it over to the same bet week by week, you'd be sitting at $1,060,000.
Jeez,
He scored a touchdown in I don't know, like
he
13
beat
consecutive
Jerry
games.
Rice's record, right?
Yeah. He's had over 100 scrimmage yards and a touchdown in like 5 consecutive games or something stupid. It's so much fun to watch, but
I just don't because I don't feel like he really wanted out of the Panthers.
yeah, I don't get it.
But why they get rid of him? Like the Niners are just throwing it to him in space and letting him do his thing. It's not like they're drawing up these super strategic run blocking plays for him.
No.
They're tossing it to him in the backfield on like a 48 sweep, letting him go, or they're throwing it to him out there.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll run up the middle
It's a
occasionally,
zone
but
scheme. It's just a zone running scheme with a lot of different window dressing in motion.
yeah.
Mike McDaniel is supposed to be this guru of like, oh, we've never seen motion like this. It's like, dude, are you kidding me? Just trying to make something out of nothing. So Brock Purdy was awesome. 21 attempts, 20 completions, 283 and a touchdown. The defense was pretty good. I mean, I was 16 points against the team that's been scoring like 30 the past few games and beat the Cowboys handedly.
Against
mean,
Josh Dobbs.
Josh Dobbs is balling right now. You
They
know how
did
many
shut down
quarterbacks?
Connor.
Oh, yes, he's in a list later to be named. So, if they finally, I told you, dude, there's only one defense that can handle that. If you're a mobile quarterback against the Niners, you're the one that's going to have the big game because you'll be able to run. But anyways, so big win. Got us to 4-0, covered the spread like I told you they would. Told you to bet the house on the 49ers to cover that spread, and they did. It was an absolute mollywhopping. Never in doubt. Never closer than a one possession game. I think it was a 2-possession game all game. Up and down the field.
No,
Baller.
it was 21-16 at one point.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Hey, see, I admitted it. But yes, cover the spread. We're good to go. On to Dallas Sunday night. Inter squad football trash talk. Me versus Butch P and Tex. So, all right. Niners are 4-0. Best team in the
Question.
league. No question. What?
Does it worry you the amount of fighting and cheating and penalty flags that the Niners get for hitting people late or picking fights? Does it concern
Hey,
you for later in the season?
no. Play to the whistle and play past the whistle. Don't show it. Because the Cardinals are a tough team now. They're physical. And we weren't about to let that happen. It didn't worry me. They got that dog. I'd rather be doing that than just lollygagging around like the Raiders or something. Show them what you got, man. Celebrate. That's how you build team chemistry. You just pick a fight, just see who's got your back. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I've been on the wrong end of that before.
Yeah.
Nope. We do have your back, though. You can believe that.
Hey, we're like the Ryder Cup team. We'll just point
Right.
and talk.
Hey, hold me back, dude. NASCAR fight. All right, Cowboys. I don't even know what the final score of this. I turned it off. That was atrocious. 38-3. Okay. Well, I know they took Mac Jones out. They took Cooper Rush was playing late. Like this was bad, dude.
I mean, to quote Butch and Text in our group message, they said Dak's got to go. After a 38-3 win, they said Dak's got to go. That's not their quarterback. They don't trust their quarterback.
Reverse TO. How bad, dude. Mac Jones. I know your name rhymes with Mahomes, but you can't be rolling out right and chucking that thing all the way to the opposite numbers.
They should
And
have
not
used
expect
him
that
as
thing to go all the way the other way.
They should have used him like my autos.
That was that's a good commercial. Oh, dude, I mean, they moved to 3-1. Their defense has another 2. If their defense doesn't score, I mean, I know they still probably win like 24, 28-3, but it makes a big difference when their defense puts them on the board. So
Yeah.
if they
Two
have to get
touch,
into a
right?
game where Dak's got to go, do what?
They had 2 touchdowns, right?
Yeah, they had to. But if they're in a game where Dak has to keep pace, that's where it gets a little hairy. So, I mean, they're 3-1, but they're like at the bottom of the power rankings of the 3-1, as far as I'm concerned. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, they're still in a playing game, if you ask me.
Yeah, if we had a college football playoff bracket, I think they would be at the bottom. So, because there's Baltimore, Tampa Bay's 3. It's freaking unbelievable. Anyways, Mac Jones benched. I mean, what do you think's gonna happen with they're about to Fit is gonna hit the shan for the Patriots.
Yeah. They don't have an answer though. Like Zappy's not the answer. I don't. I think they're realizing how good Brady was.
Defense too, like that was the fade away.
Oh, Mike Frieza.
Yeah. Yes. The Vikings get the win, but Kirk Cousins threw a pick and got down there to like the opposite 5. Kirk. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're breaking up bad.
Oh, I don't know. I got that little thing on the StreamYard that keeps showing my signal. I don't know what's going on. But
Well, we're still live, so let's keep going.
yeah. But the Vikings and Kirk Cousins, that was, if they didn't have Justin Jefferson, they'd be in trouble. So
Yeah, I didn't watch much of that game, but I saw like it come down on ticker the Panthers had scored. I'm like, wow, and then it was like 99-yard touchdown interception.
but yeah, I don't know what to make of there's not very good. I mean, outside of Justin Jefferson,
Yeah, they can't. Yeah,
is Kirk Cousins an East Coast quarterback?
I would say so.
Because he seems to win more on the East Coast than he does in the Midwest or out West.
You'd think he'd be a Midwest guy from Michigan, lives in Minnesota.
Right. You think he would. Congrats to Dylon for the Vikings getting on the board. So all of us, except for the Vikings, who are 1-3 now. 3-1 for the Bills, 3-1 for the Cowboys, 4-0 for the Niners. All right. Let's get into a review of the DraftKings stuff. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Get our theme music. Do we have theme music?
Football, you're so cool.
And on our show, you're gonna rule. Football, we love you. Wow. Yes. Football song. We'll have to repost that on Twitter. Okay, first, the Muck the Stalls listener contest. This is where we opened up a $1 single entry main slate DFS. Last week, we had 2 of us on the podium in the top 5. 22 people entered. More were trying to enter, but I sent out the wrong link, a shortened link that didn't work. So my apologies.
Sorry, winners. You could have had more money, but AK screwed it up.
Yep, that was on me. Hand up. Ducky, Mr. Mallard from the Fantasy Sports Corporation takes home the top prize with 170. He went with the Niners stack: Purdy, McCaffrey, Ayuk. Pretty good stack there. Wakeboarder 1023 got second with 169. New Aza, one of our friends from Fields of Fantasy overseas, living to the Ryder Cup name, 168.1. Johnny B, 167.8. Show enough Harlem, 166.5. No Millie Goats up there this week.
Nah,
So
I think we all played the wrong line. I think Dylon was our closest, or Trey
yeah,
maybe.
yeah. Trey was sixth. He was Texas as a playing game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to the Fields of Fantasy crew. Hey, I called you out last week, but you did rebound this week and cash. But also want to give out a shout out because we said if you made less than 100 points, you were going to hear about it. So Edge, you scored less than 100, dude. You're going to hear about it.
Come on down, dude. We don't care that Clemson won. Nobody cares. You didn't get in triple digits. So it doesn't matter what happened on Saturday, because what happened today is you embarrassed yourself, dude. What are you doing?
I looked at his lineup. He tried to throw in some Miami players in there. Like, come on, they're playing the Bills. What are you doing?
Dude, that was a spite play. It had to be.
Yeah, it
Had to
was.
be. He was going to win the contest or try to win it and then bash you over the head with it because he did it with Dolphins players. Dude, I just got an update from the fantasy app. ESPN says CMC for MVP ? Are they listening right now?
Must be.
Hey. So congratulations, Ducky. Mr. Mallard took home the top prize. Not a huge top prize, but we're working on getting those numbers up if I could send out the right stuff. Okay, so we're going to go back from Thursday all the way through today real quick. So Thursday, we had the Primetime Man Dime Hot Guys. That's where we give our picks for best captains. Green Bay lost in miserable fashion to the Lions again. That's like 4 in a row, I think.
Yeah.
Detroit.
First time
30,
since like a long time, right?
yeah, that's like a Lions record. 34-20. What? What?
No, I just said first time since like a long time. And I mean days.
34-20, Lions win. They did hit the over-under. They did cover the spread, the Lions. Now, let's get to the let's get to the people we told. Now, in our defense, we said on the show, we don't know if Monty's playing. We don't know if Aaron Jones is playing, whatever. But this was, we did not do well here. I gave you Jahmyr Gibbs. Now, that's before I knew Montgomery was playing, because then I ended up playing Montgomery at captain and got pretty close to winning the darn thing. So, Dylon gave you Jaden Reed. He had 10.5. Butch P gave you the Golden Bachelor. Tex gave you Jordan Love, who ended up coming on late. And then J-Vi, what'd you do?
I did Jaden Reed as well.
Yeah.
But I also gave you Jaden Reed before I knew that Watson was playing.
Mm-hmm. Yes. There was Jones, Watson, and Montgomery. We didn't know if they were going to play. So,
but not a lot of points in this in general. Montgomery had the highest at 37.10, but the next person that had the next second highest was Jordan Love, and he only had 19 points. So not a ton of points overall.
So you needed.
If you had Monty, you were cashing.
Yeah, you needed Monty. Which, I mean, I probably would have given. I mean, of course, I'm going to say I would have given that dude. If I knew he was playing, because I knew people wouldn't play him.
Butch tried to tell us he wasn't playing, so I took him out of my lineups, and then I never saw the text back that Butch said that he was playing.
Oh my gosh, dude! Hey, from this game, Lil Wayne ran the Packers out there with some clown shoes, dude.
The first thing we said, what shoes is he wearing? I'm surprised he didn't trip over him.
Like a scuba diver out there. You can't run in those things.
A few good men.
Gosh, dude. The beer got dumped on Amon-Ra St. Brown. People were mad about that. It's like, dude, if you jump into the stands, that's their world.
Yeah.
Like, on the field is yours. So you jump in the stands, you don't know what's going to be coming at you. But you know what was infuriating about that is my lineup. I had um I had Musgrave in there. And that's the one player that kept me from winning this thing.
I played Musgrave too.
I don't know who I would have put in there instead of him, but because he was out, it was like there was nothing I could do about it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who was down there. I don't remember.
I can't remember who it was either, but it was like I had Monty as the captain. I had Love because I think I maxed out. I maxed out, but I maxed out a contest and I ended up making one with all the right plays except for Musgrave. So
I
that
don't
was
know.
devastating.
I don't know what I was thinking when I did mine because I did a 4-2 stack with Green Bay. I guess I don't know if you telling me that
Whoa,
the Lions were beat up on the offensive line and not thinking that Montgomery was playing. I don't know what I was thinking, but originally I had the 4-2 stack with Green Bay, and the only two Lions players I was playing was Laporta and Monty. But when Butch said that Monty wasn't playing, I took him out and put
mm,
Ra in, I think.
dude, you were drinking the Green Bay Kool-Aid, the Jordan Love Kool-Aid.
I was drinking something, but it wasn't right, whatever I did, because it was terrible.
Yeah, so I had the exact lineup: David Montgomery, captain; Amon-Ra St. Brown; Jordan Love; Jaden Reed; Patterson over the Lions. I had Patterson, the other guy had Lions defense, but they both had 10 points. Musgrave and Dobbs. Those were the
Mm.
difference. He had Dobbs, I had Musgrave, so I lost by like 17, but dang it. So close. I'm heating up on those showdowns now. Anyways, I don't have anything else from that. That was just devastating. It's just like DraftKings, like it just when you have a lineup that's got a chance, there's always this one thing that happens that you're just like, of course that would happen.
Like my Sky Moore lineup.
Yeah. And he goes off the next week.
Yeah.
Oh God. Anyways, that's Thursday night. I don't think I had anything. The Jahmyr Gibbs thing. Everybody's mad about Jahmyr Gibbs not being on the field. I was talking with our CEO of stats, and I was like, they don't want Jahmyr Gibbs out there with home run potential. He wants David Montgomery because David Montgomery is going to give him exactly what he wants: 6 yards a pop, matriculate the ball down the field.
Well, they realize that it's the same exact coaching staff as last year, right? They did the same thing with Swift.
Yeah,
So I
and
don't know
Jamal
why you
Williams.
think that it was going to change. Like it's the same offense.
But that's what they want. They want to. Hey, we're not going to try to get in a shootout with people.
Mm-mm.
Now, Jameson Williams comes back. That's a different story, but
I think he can play next week.
that's true. They loosened up the gambling
Yeah.
rules. But yeah, it's just, dude. I called him instead of Jameer, it was Jawindo Gibbs because Campbell looks right through him on the sidelines.
Oh my gosh.
That's a Skip Bayless joke right there. Oh, sweet golly. But anyways, I just people are mad. It's like know the coaching staff, know the coach. He's a former tight end. He wants to grind this thing out. Anyways, all right. Here's the games we liked. The Mainscaping Sunday slate. Remember, there was only one game that was the over 50 over under. And that was Miami and Buffalo. So, I mean, if you play DraftKings, you know that's the game you target. And it delivered on the Bills side and for Achane.
Yeah.
But here's the games we gave you. I gave you Houston and Pittsburgh because I said the defense for Pittsburgh is fraudulent and the offense can't move the ball. And guess what? Houston blew them out. CJ Stroud went nuts. Nico Collins had a big game, and that was about it. Tank Dell killed me. So Pittsburgh did not. It still didn't hit the over under, but if you targeted the Houston side, you got what you wanted. Javi, go ahead. Talk about your game.
So I picked the San Francisco Arizona game. I did it because Josh Dobbs had a great game against the Cowboys, and he's an athletic quarterback. The Niners are terrible against athletic quarterback.
True.
But I don't know what happened to the Cardinals today. Just didn't play very well. They got it close, and then I think Niners scored at the half, like end of the half, and then they just pulled away. But sometimes you miss. I missed on this game.
That's a spiteful pick. Did they cover the spread?
I don't. Yeah, I have no idea what the final score was.
it
I don't know if they won by 14 either.
was 35 to 16, 30, 35 to 16, 30 something like that. I think it was 35-16. So it did cover. You were right though. The reason we pick these games because we're like, there's going to be points here. Like
Yeah,
we know ball, and it's like San Francisco. Somebody was going to have points in this game from a DFS and DraftKings perspective. You were right.
I know.
If you targeted that game, I mean, you got Ayuk or Purdy or McCaffrey or even that. We'll get to those in a minute. Carolina, Minnesota from Tex. No way Cousins can lose 4 in a row. He was right. Bounce back like mystical. I wouldn't say that, but he didn't lose. And it's not in prime time. He was right. I can't remember what the final score of this one was, but it was like 21 or 24 to.
They won by 3, I think.
Okay, so they didn't cover, and I don't know if the over hit. I don't think the over hit either.
But Tex told you this game because he said Minnesota's defense, and they had fire flames because they scored a touchdown.
We got those two. All right, and then Butch P gave you Chicago and Denver. Fireworks in that game, dude. Justin Fields, like
as good of a game as Josh Allen's had, he didn't have like as far as passing yardage, he didn't have as many as Justin Fields. So if you just looked at stats alone, passing wise, you'd be like, "Wow, Bears must have put up 48 points and won by a lot."
Nope, their defense still stinks. But yeah, Denver came back
Must
to
be
win
their
that game.
middle linebacker that they got over the offseason.
Yeah, that's right. Edmonds, what's his name?
Yeah, Tremaine Edmonds, I think.
But he's not having a good time down there.
Hey, he wanted to go to a rebuilding program. Not anybody that paid him the most money. He wanted to be a part of a rebuild. Well, got your wish, buddy.
They're rebuilding that stuff like a sandcastle. But yeah, but there were points. I mean, again, DraftKings perspective, I think it was 34 to 31 or something, somewhere 31-28, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So it hit the over. But yeah, even on the Denver side, that running back that came in for Javonte Williams. So, anyways. All right. Other games that we like that stuck out, or we're just going to run through these quickly. Atlanta and Jacksonville. Jacksonville won. So they defended their home turf, right? London.
Yeah.
Yep. Drake London scored in London.
Ridley scored against his former team.
Oh, revenge touchdown. You're right. This was the Toy Story game, too. Apparently, they had a claw that came out on the Toy Story game, like in the little game at the restaurant, and dropped the ball on the field. So,
yeah. Did you watch any of that?
No, I didn't watch any of it.
So we watched the Toy Story one, and now every time the football comes on, my daughter's like, "Can we watch the one with Woody?" And I'm like, "Oh, they don't do that for every game, but they like our podcast today. They had like a glitch like right out the gate. And it's like they just had to do the announcers as fake toys talking. Like you couldn't see the play going on or anything. It was like the whole first series, first or second series, they had like a glitch like right off the bat. It's like not going how I was expected.
We understand that. Hey, another quick note from this: Desmond Ritter's not very good. Bijan's awesome. Jonnu Smith had I don't know how many more receiving yards than Kyle Pitts, but he had a lot. That's so weird, dude. I don't get the whole Kyle Pitts thing. It's just I don't get it. I think Heineke might come in eventually. Washington and Philly. A.J. Brown went off. Philly won this thing in overtime, but Washington came back to tie it as time expired. Sam Howell led him right down the field. Touchdown to John Dotson. as the game ended, and then they stalled out in overtime, and Elliott made like a 55 or 6-yarder or something.
Yeah.
So
Hey, it shows you how good the Bills' defense is because they made Hal look human. And now the Eagles, who are supposedly the best defense,
mhm.
they got 28 put
Mm.
on them, 38 put on them, however much it was.
So Eagles win. They're 4-0. Baltimore and Cleveland. Deshaun Watson didn't play, so DTR was in, and I was really excited about that. Nope. I think he had like 2 or 3 interceptions.
I should have trusted my gut originally when I sent a group message and I said, "Do you think DTR playing will have any effect on Amani Cooper?" And I got crickets. Nobody said anything. I was like, "Well, I think I think he might still get the ball. Like he's their best receiver. He's still gonna get the ball." No, he had a terrible game. Ice cubes.
Yeah, he was not good. He's in a list of a later list. Lamar and their new offense, I think he threw for like 100 yards and had 2 or 3 rushing touchdowns. So much for the new offense.
Yeah,
Unbelievable. Tampa Bay, New Orleans. Tampa Bay won in New Orleans. Bucks are 3-1. Dude. Baker with 3 touchdowns. I mean, they're running the South right now.
yeah.
So
Uh,
was Tom Brady the problem?
Hey,
I mean, they're 3-1.
Baker's a better locker room guy than Brady.
That's true. You got to ask the question, right? You got to
Yeah,
ask the question. It was Brady or Brady a distraction?
yeah. Going through a divorce,
Time
probably
off.
sulking in the locker room.
Yep. Getting Botox, fake hair implants, like getting rubbed down by his trainer or whatever it was. Okay. Pittsburgh, Houston. Houston's 2-2. CJ Stroud, out of all the young quarterbacks, is legit. We told you. Stroud and Nico Collins went off. You played those 2 in your DFS lineup, you cashed.
Yeah,
But we said the Pittsburgh Steelers defense was fraudulent, and it was. So, Denver and Chicago, we talked about that game. Fields was. We're going to find out here in a second what guys we like. Hey, told you. That sucks. Javonte Williams got hurt.
yeah.
But all right, Cincinnati, Tennessee. Derrick Henry's back. He ran for a touchdown, threw for a touchdown. Titans won big. That's a game the Titans win, though. That's like a game where it's like they're going to try to ugly this thing up as best they can at home. That's what they're going to do. What the hell is going on with Cincinnati, dude? You're an AFC guy.
I have no idea. I think a lot of it is that Burrow's hurt. He keeps trying to play through this little calf strain. I think he's a lot more hurt than they're leading on, or he's leading on. And they're just trying to survive right now, and they're drowning.
Dude, are they 1-3?
Yeah. But it's like every year, they're like 1-3. And then all of a sudden at the end of the year, they're 11-3. And you're like, how did they just win 10 games in a row?
I, I think the Chargers are this year's Bengals. They started off 1-2 or 0-2, and now things are picking up. Even though Justin Herbert has that cast on his middle finger, which is hilarious, because every time he calls the huddle, he does a fist pump with his left hand. Looking the bird. Yeah, I don't know what the bet. They're and now Jamar Chase is cussing in the post game interview. Like they're on the verge of not being relevant here.
Yeah, T. Higgins got hurt too. He fractured a rib.
Yeah, he did. So I don't know. I don't know, man. I didn't play anybody from that game.
I
I knew
played a
that was
little
gonna be ugly.
Chase.
Oh, I did. You're right. I did play Chase. He had a decent game, but the Rams in Indianapolis, the Colts came back from down huge. But Puka Nacua doesn't care. He doesn't care about your statue of Peyton. He doesn't care that you host the Final Four all the time. He doesn't care you host the NFL Combine there. Puka Nacua is still going to go for 200 yards and 2 tutties or whatever he did. Unbelievable, dude. That
He
guy's
also looks like
ridiculous.
he doesn't care what he's doing. Like he just has the same straight face the whole time. Even like when he runs, it's just like very casual.
I mean, I don't know if Matt Stafford is a kingmaker in that regard, because it seems like he does it with every wide receiver one he has. I don't know. Or is he just I haven't really watched his route running, and like if he's like that good or if he's just schemed open, I'm not sure.
Well,
Oh,
I think he just catches everything too. It's like I'm not gonna sound like I watch him all the time, but I feel like the few times I've watched him, he's not running routes like Hunter Renfro, like setting stuff up, real jerky. He doesn't run routes like that. It's kind of more like a Gabe Davis, but sticks it a little bit harder.
yeah. Gabe Davis touchdown on a go route up the sideline today.
It's
It's
three
like
games in a row.
that's a Gabe Davis touchdown.
Yep.
Just run. So Rams win. They're 2-2. So there you go. Kyron Williams had a big game. We'll talk about him in a second. Las Vegas and the Chargers. Aiden O'Connell threw a pick late after the Chargers once again can't help themselves and have to play in one possession games. So
That was the Vikings last year.
the Chargers do it every game. It's unbelievable. Then they went for it on their fourth and a yard. They failed the tush push thing. Almost got him killed. And then O'Connell threw that pick right on the goal line that sealed it. Mac, his cool stat from this, Khalil Mack from this game, 6 sacks in one half.
Ooh.
That's stupid,
Well,
dude.
the Raiders hurt themselves because Devontae Adams scored
Oh, yeah.
on a pass he caught. They ruled him out or down at the 1. He actually scored on that, and they didn't review it. They tried to run a quick quarterback sneak that almost got him killed.
They might have thought it was incomplete. I thought it was moving a little bit, but yeah, I thought that was a touchdown. All
But
right.
it's 20-20 on the Sunday night game.
What
Yeah, third quarter, Jets have the ball, 20-20.
are the Chiefs is Taylor Swift cursed?
I don't know.
Cursed on road games. You can only go to home games. Who cares? And now
Lazard scored a tutty.
others had him in there. Brutal. Dang it. I had him in there. Took him out. That's infuriating. Way to ruin my stride there, guy.
My bad.
All right. Here's the guys we like from the Sunday slate of emergency week 4. Quarterbacks. I gave you Justin Fields, CJ Stroud. Justin Fields 32.9, CJ Stroud 24.84, both under 7K, Stroud under 6K. We told you that they were suspect on defense, like Darius Rucker for CJ Stroud. And I just had a feeling about Fields. I was like, something's coming, and I want to be on the hype train. Now, I didn't make a lineup with Fields like an idiot because I was rushing this morning. Oh, but that hurt. All right, wide receivers.
For the purpose of this podcast and me being a man, I failed you this week. but if
That's the first week out of 4.
if you listen back, if you check the tape, I said if Dalton plays for DJ Chalk. Dalton didn't play. And for whatever reason, him and Bryce Young don't have a connection at all. Bryce only throws at the field. My Josh
Bryce looks
Downs
like a
pick.
Wisconsin quarterback out there.
My Josh Downs pick. Maybe that was I need Minshew playing for him. I don't know. He had 3 targets or 4 targets or something, but when Anthony Richardson's going to keep the ball, he had like over 10 rushes today. So he's I don't know. They're just trying to do a lot through him. And then Mims Jr. He had a long catch, but it was like one play, which I would have thought he would have had more because I thought it was going to be more of a shootout because both defenses stink, but it wasn't quite as a shootout as I thought. So I failed you today.
Yeah.
All of them had less than 7 points. So,
but you've been giving us dudes that are like 5 or 4,000 below in DraftKings salary.
yeah, all of them. I always try to give you somebody that's 4,000 and below.
I try to go like pretty low with the quarterbacks. I like to get down in there. Now, Tex on the defensive side of the ball gave you some absolute bangers this week. Tampa Bay had 13, Minnesota had 17, Denver had 13. So Tex righted the ship. Butch P gave you Javonte Williams, who got hurt, and then the backup ended up having a heck of a game, dude. So Butch P was all over that running game for Denver. Dylon gave you tight ends. Goddard was not good. He was ice cubes. Ferguson was good. 7 for like 77 or something. Everett was terrible. That was a shocker to me. But Dylon did say in our group message that he was looking at the backup tight end for the Rams, who ended up having a really good game. But it wasn't Bryce Hopkins. It was Ogletree. So those are the guys we like. A lot of fire flames on there. About 50% fire flames, maybe more. All right, scumbags. You want to read off the scumbags right down the list? All right, let's go quarterbacks. You go quarterback scumbags.
Hey, quarterback scumbags, Tua, because the Bills' defense is amazing and awesome. They just have his number. Quarterback 2, Dak, 14 points, man. You're not gonna win games with 14 points
or contests. DraftKings.
Yeah. So, and then Kirk, he just wasn't his day today, but they pulled it out. And Burrow, like we talked about, I have no idea what's going on with Burrow other than he's hurt. 5 points.
And again, there was one quarterback everybody played, and then it was all the percent. We try to give the guys that are like high percentage ownership, they're scumbags because they don't live up to their ownership. And, again, it was one guy. I can't remember who the top guy was. Might have been Richardson, but he delivered. So the stud bags, Brock Purdy, Fire Flames. Russ Wilson, Fire Flames. Fields, Fire Flames. Richardson, Fire Flames. Josh Allen, Fire Flames. Lamar, Fire Flames. Stroud, Fire Flames. Hurts, Fire Flames. Quarterbacks went off this week.
Yeah.
That when you have like 7 quarterbacks that do that, it's like you need the lowest owned dude. And whoever he's throwing the ball to.
Yeah.
And then the scumbags from running backs. Zach Moss, he was high owned. So was Mostert, Pollard, Kelly, again for like the 3rd week in a row. When are people going to learn? Connor, your boy. And then I played a little Sanders because I thought DeAndre Swift ran for 300 yards. Why can't Sanders? Nope. He was terrible. Stud bags.
Hey, stud bags, you got your boy CMC, who I've never seen a 50 burger hung up, but he had a 50 burger, 51. Kyrene, if he would have done this last week, I would have been up there, but 30 points from Kyrene Williams. Chain at one point during the game, he had like 3 rushes for 85 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Bills. Nobody can catch him, tackle him, anything. Like it's just crazy.
He's like Tyreek at running back. He's a Tyreek of running backs.
Yeah. Jacobs finally got on the board, 29 points. Henry's back, 27 points. Herbert from Chicago. Kamara, didn't know what to expect out of him, but I think he just caught a lot of passes.
I put in there Denver, the second string guy, because he had like
I don't know what Den 2 is.
Denver 2. All right, tell us about the scumbags of wide receivers.
Scumbags at wide receiver because I played him. Keenan Allen, 12 points. Tank didn't do so hot this week. Tutu didn't do so hot this week, but that's why I gave them to you last week, because last week they did hot. Tyreek, the Bills have Tyreek's number. Like I said, 6 games in a row now. They've shut him for under 100 yards. Jacoby, 5.3. Pittman, again. Richardson with Pittman. I don't know.
Richardson with anybody.
Olave, I actually played a lot of him because I thought with Derek Carr being back or even Jameis playing, like they were going to throw it. No, nothing. And then, like I talked about earlier, Amari Cooper, 2.6 points.
Shout out App State. Hey, the studs, A.J. Brown, Stephon Diggs, Nico Collins, Puka, DJ Moore. You stack it with Justin Fields. The rookie from Arizona, Michael Wilson.
Yeah.
He had 26.6
Wow.
out of Stanford.
That was a good catch that he had in the corner
Yeah,
of the end
dude.
zone.
And then Ayuk, and then Scary Terry. What are you reverse, Terry? Hey, so those guys, again, look right up there. Same thing with the quarterbacks, dude. Hurts, Allen, Stroud, Stafford had a decent game. Fields, Dobbs, Purdy. I mean, a lot of those guys, big receivers, they had their
Yeah.
quarterback with them. Tight ends: Fryermuth, Kittle, Parham, Everett, Hawkinson, Goddard, scumbags. The Parham one shocked me, and the Everett. They had two of their tight ends were top owned because they thought with
Yeah.
big Mike out.
I played him.
I did too. I don't know.
Studbags is Kmet. We had 27 points. Fields was feeling him. Andrews with 25 points. Fergie, 14. And Ogletree, like you said, 13 points.
Give us the scumbag defenses, you cowards.
Arizona -3. Scumbag.
Hey, they
Philly,
were up.
who's supposed to be a top defense,
Hey, you can't be
4
like Sam
points.
Howell. You can't be
Cleveland,
like
too. I played Cleveland's defense a good bit, and they let me down 4 points.
Studs. Dallas with another 2 touchdowns. Minnesota, Baltimore, and the Chargers. So there you go. Dude, all right, let's go over our lineups real quick. I had one that was way up there early on. And not Tutu, but Tank, what's his face? Tank Dell let me down. I went with a double stack with CJ Stroud with Nico and Tank. And if I had traded Tank out, we would have been cooking, man. We would have been cooking.
Yeah, because you did the 2 receivers.
I got 174.64 at Stroud, Swift, Achane, Diggs, Collins, Tank Dell, Gerald Everett, Jamar Chase, Saints D. So started off hot. Every top 6 guys were on fire. But yeah, what was your top?
My top was 142. It was really just a random because I went Russ at quarterback, DeAndre Swift, running back. I guess I did bring it back with Chicago. R. Johnson, running back. I don't even know who that is.
Roshan Johnson
Yeah,
out of
why did I?
Chicago.
Maybe as money wise is all I had left, but I had Diggs in that one. Waddle let down. Sutton, he scored. I played Taysom Hill, but I think I played him when I thought that Jameis was playing, so I thought he was going to get more. But when Derek Carr, I should have traded him out. And I had Palmer in this lineup, but I did have the Cowboys D. So Diggs and the Cowboys D kind of led me.
So that was my question because I was looking through your lineup. I'm like, this man played Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
Explain yourself.
Well, like I said, I think I was under the impression that Jameis was playing, so I thought Taysom Hill would get more looks at quarterback, like a running, trying to score a
Update, folks.
touchdown.
He did not get more.
No, because Jameis also didn't play.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, so that's. I mean, we got to do better in our contest, dude. We can't be finishing middle of the road.
I know.
But hey, that's why we're not advice. We know ball. We may not know fantasy ball, but we know ball. Anything else from our lineups?
Now I broke 100 in all my lineups this week, so
Yes.
no, I didn't cash. This is the first week of the season that I haven't cashed though. So,
Dude, I had one with 86 points and I started DTR. That was bad. That's a
well,
bad lineup. That's a bad
yeah,
lineup.
that was
4
a waste
points.
of money lineup.
It was. That's the one I meant to do fields with whenever I got done, but I was so frantically trying to finish. Anyways, speaking of fields, Milly, I didn't enter the Milly. I did the 100K top prize. So Fields, Kamara, Achane, right? Achani, or whatever his name is. Ayuk, Nakua, DJ Moore, Komet, Nico Collins, Dallas D. Total 265.9, 100K to the winner. Way to
I'll,
go. whatever your name is, Kurt Miller.
I'll tell you the Millie. Wow. This person, if they would have entered the Millie, they would have won.
Oh no,
the Millie top
no!
the Millie top prize was or the top uh, amount was 253.70.
Oh no!
They had Josh Allen at quarterback, McCaffrey, Herbert, Diggs, Nico Collins, Adam Thielen, Permuth, Wilson, Wilson, and the Chargers D.
Oh,
And they had
that's got
253.70. So if your guy would have put in the mill, he would have won.
the top 3 from the one I was in would have won. They all scored over 253.
Wow.
Wow! If you're listening, thoughts and prayers and apologies to you. Sorry you won
God, can you imagine if that
100,000.
happened to us?
Oh my god, dude, that's one of my biggest fears. So they keep you going back. All right, Monday Night Football. We've got the Giants hosting the Seahawks. Over unders 47.5. Seattle favored by 2. J-Vi, your primetime man dime hot guy for Monday night.
I really want to go with Isaiah Hodgins because I think that the Giants need to go through him and get him going to get back on track. But the person I'm going to really go with is Kenneth Walker.
Mm.
He's a little pricey to be your captain, but Giants can't stop anybody. Seahawks are going to get down there and he's going to rush it in. So he's going to be like Montgomery.
That's a good point. Is he playing?
Yes, there's no status for him. Barkley's doubtful though.
Yeah, I don't think he's playing. So I mean, you could play Breida, but I mean,
They just don't use him.
yeah, the Giants' rushing defense is fairly decent. So
If you want to go though, well, I guess it's your turn. I can do another one though.
no, you can go. Go ahead.
I would say another look if you're trying to get a cheap captain that's going to get looks, I think, Wandale Robinson.
Oh, dude, I love Wandale Robinson. I'm stealing that because the Giants can't, or the Seahawks can't stop anybody from throwing the football.
Yeah.
They're the worst in the league at it.
Well, you
And I
think
think,
about like what the Panthers did to him. I mean, it was Andy Dalton being quarterback, but Thielen had over 100 and a touchdown. Chalk had 11 targets. Like they were getting the ball thrown on them.
yeah. So Wandale Robinson's going to be mine. I love Wandale Robinson. But yeah, Seattle. I don't know. I mean, I think the Giants can beat them. I know they look bad, but I wouldn't be surprised by that if the Giants win. So that's a defense that Danny Dimes can carve up if he wants. All right, let's close this thing out. Let's wrap up college football and then hang some banners. Do we have our theme music?
Wait,
Sprung it on you right there.
I know.
Get
I was doing
some,
my
dude.
lineup.
Hey, let's go. This segment's brought to you by Really Neat Outfitters. Promo code GOATS, spend $60, get free shipping, 10% off your order. Check out at Really Neat Outfitters. Our passions are family, salty air, and smiles. Coastal flair, Carolina roots make our designs as original as every DraftKings lineup we make. And I got to do a better job of putting that out there because we got some funny shirts on there. College football week 5, ironclad lock games that will deliver. We started on Friday night with the don't sleep in game, Louisville, NC State. It delivered, dude. Louisville's 5-0. And then the game with that dog in it I had was South Alabama and JMU. And I think JMU blew them out, which I was surprised by. But JMU's good, dude.
Yeah.
Clemson at Syracuse. Edge texted me right after the game ended and told me that I was a complete moron and idiot and that I never in my playoff bracket was a joke. And I said, first of all, that's our committee, and our committee is taking into account all factors relevant this year, not last year. We don't care. So Clemson knocks Cuse out of our playoff matchup. He thought they got their orange back, and I said, no, dude. You're like one. You
Just
got
a
an
piece.
orange. You got like a piece of an orange, right? You got to put all 8 pieces back in that orange, dude. You've lost the whole thing. Goodbye. Go.
My don't sleep on them game was Boise State at Memphis, and I chose that because we're following Memphis this year. Bought a ticket for the first game. You roll it over. They're on game 3 now, and it goes to game 4.
Let's
They
go,
they
baby.
beat Boise State. I didn't watch any of the game, but from the score, they won by 3, so I'm assuming it was a close game. My game that had that dog in it, I wanted to find out that if Georgia State actually had the dog in them. They do not. They got beat by Troy.
Mm,
And my playoff
crucial.
model jump, partly because I worked this game, but Kentucky, it was Florida at Kentucky, and Kentucky went off. The running back had almost as many yards rushing as Florida did total offense.
He was about to set the record, right? And they took him
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, they
Like it's about to
couldn't
start.
they couldn't stop him.
Hey, you got a cool candid photo, like Instagram model photo taken of you there,
Yeah.
or did you
Yeah.
stage that?
Now it's for my new album that's about to drop.
Tex gave you his don't sleep on him game. South Carolina, Tennessee. Tennessee destroyed them. LSU at Ole Miss. That game was awesome.
Yeah, it was. I saw the end. I saw the end of it.
Yeah, that game was a lot of fun. Um, did Ole Miss won, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, yeah. And then Kansas at Texas. Texas wins, but asterisk. That's his playoff model jump. So that's a lateral move, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, you beat a team that doesn't have their starting quarterback.
They
That's
didn't
ranked.
jump forward or backwards. They just jumped straight up and came right back in the same spot.
Yes, they did. They did like a 360-degree turn. They got to take in the scenery of the playoff,
Yeah.
but
They were like the
still,
sphere. Just like went around in a circle.
the Las Vegas Sphere.
Yeah.
Butch's all 3 of his games were Notre Dame at Duke,
And it
too.
delivered on all 3 of them.
Yes, that was an awesome game. Duke was rocking. They have the mini horseshoe. Looks like Kansas's field. Whenever
Yeah.
we went out there and played, the end of that game was hard to watch. So hard. I was sitting there watching with our CEO of stats, and Duke had brought pressure all 3 downs, and Sam Hartman was completely flummoxed late in the game. And on 4th down and 17 to go, what do? Rush 3, drop 8. And what's the quarterback do? Runs for a first down. And then they score, and then Duke's quarterback got hurt. It turns out I think it's a high ankle sprain.
Mm.
I thought it was a knee and an ankle, but that dude played his heart out. So, anything from that game?
No, I just Butch was texting us about it, so I flipped it over at some point during the app game, but watched the end of it and then went back to app.
Dude, you cannot be a defensive coach, blitz all night, and then when the game's on the line, drop 8. Like that, he's probably going to look back at that and be like, you got to be kidding.
Yeah.
So, tough loss for Duke. That
They
sucks.
had
They
all the
were,
momentum too.
yep, all of it. Like, if you just keep pressuring him, like, dude, come on. We had 27 undefeated teams going in. I don't know how many we have coming out. Kansas lost, Duke lost, so that's at least 2. Georgia State lost, that's 3. So Cuse lost, that's 4. So we might be down into the teens on this thing.
We all
Going,
had one that lost in our bracket.
yeah, we're losing we're losing teams to put in the college football playoff before we have to dip into the SEC. All right, we got 2 banners to hang, dude.
Yes.
You want to go first? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm hanging a banner. We talked briefly before, hanging a banner for Michael Hughes, the App State kicker, 54-yard strike that won the game for App and got us off the schneid for not winning a home game or away game since Texas A&M. Shout out Michael Hughes. Congrats.
They tried not to win it, that's for sure. God, it's so frustrating watching them. My hang the banner goes out to the head coach at Oregon State. Did you see this? I mean, I
No.
sent it to you.
Oh,
His
wait, I think
signal,
I did.
his signal for Oregon State after they beat who'd they beat? Who'd they beat? Another Pac-12 team. Utah. They beat Utah. Beat them up. Late in the game, they're trying to run the clock out. So here's what the coach does. Here's his signal for he wants the quarterback to milk the clock. This is what he does. He goes milk it. So I'm hanging the banner for that head coach for now immortalizing himself on social media and in the gift factory because that'll live on
Yes.
forever, that hand signal. So hang the banner for the head coach at Oregon State. All right, other relevant sports news. Let's close it out. The Mariners were eliminated on Saturday night. I thought they were going to be able to pull off the miraculous comeback, but they lost like 5 or 6-1 at the hands of the Texas Rangers. Too bad Texas isn't here to talk about it. That's a real shame. So we can move on quickly from that. Wait a minute. What's all this other stuff you wrote? Go
That is
ahead.
other relevant news.
Let's go, dude. Tell us. We'll save the Ryder Cup for last.
Okay, I don't know what you want to say about the Ryder Cup, but I'm seeing and hearing rumors Clemson to the Big Ten.
Ooh.
Going to be announced October 16th.
Mm.
Sungjae Im and Siwoo Kim. They played for their country this week in a tournament, and they had to win gold to avoid having to join the military for 3 years, and they won gold. So congrats to them. But lastly, and I'm not sure how the reasoning behind this, but Tim Wakefield passed away.
Mm.
The knuckleballer.
There was a story that Kurt Schilling revealed his condition without any blessings of the family. He revealed it on a podcast like last week.
Oh, geez.
So ended up he wasn't supposed to do that. And the family got really upset. And then now, I mean, I guess it all happened really quickly.
Wow.
So yeah, rip Tim Wakefield. He was a true one of a kinder dude. I used to love watching him throw. He inspired a generation of people. I used to try to throw knuckleballs all the time, dude.
Oh, yeah. With the wiffle ball?
Oh, dude, yeah. That thing that you could sling like a 70-foot break on a curveball.
Yeah.
You remember those bats that were like filled with air, like the Mark McGuire bat?
Yeah.
Yes, dude. With the orange ball. Too bad we weren't on steroids whenever we were 12.
I know.
We couldn't hit it that far. So, all right, closing with the Ryder Cup. Let's wrap that thing up. The broadcast had so many commercials the first 2 days. It was impossible to watch. Like they're just leaving golf not, being played that we could watch. It was terrible. Sam Burns had an awesome mullet. Victor Hovland was out of control good on the first 2 days. And then they dressed him on Saturday in the same colored uniforms.
Yeah, I
was like,
noticed that.
The U.S. had a horizontal red, white, and blue, and on the shoulders of the European team, they had a vertical red, white, or like red and blue. It was so bizarre. I was like, if y'all never watched another organized sporting event, you don't wear the same, like, you both can't go all whites.
Yeah.
Like, treat it like a football game, dude. I'm trying to see which team's making a move here. 9 of the 12 U.S. guys took 5 weeks off. They didn't play golf until the Ryder Cup. That tells me you were on a freaking vacation over there.
Yeah.
I mean, it means it always seems like it means so much more to the European guys. So, I don't know. I don't know. That was infuriating to watch. And of course, JT and Jordan Spieth cost them a lot of points.
Yeah.
A lot.
And Colin Marquardt.
Yep. I mean, they should have put Lucas Glover on there. I mean, you could have gone down the list, but anyways,
guys that would have cared because it was their first one.
Very true. Very true. Okay, I don't know who won the Widowmakers today, but I won one of them. I know that. So
you still don't have a win on American soil though, so you're entering Dylonville.
I'm the only American that won on European soil this week. So I need a Ryder Cup hat that they won't wear.
Yeah, those USA hats were cool.
So I don't know who won what, but you and Butch P are in the lead right now.
I think Dylon won the Sunday slate.
Okay, so Dylon might be up there with 5 too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I won golf though.
You did. I think I got second in that. Of course, I did. So we'll get all that tallied up. But anyways, that's our show. Thanks for tuning in. Me and Javi on Rumble on YouTube. Recommend our show to a friend or a friend's friend, a family's friend, friend of the family, family of a friend, whatever. Do it all. Talk to us on Twitter, Instagram. We love that stuff. Look out for our polls. I got to put the water cooler debate up before Wednesday.
Yes.
Hey, follow us on YouTube, the Milly Goats, on Rumble, the Milly Goats, Twitter at Milly Goats, right there on the bottom of your screen. Instagram at the Milly Goats, website and blog, themillygoats.godaddysites.com, apparel at www.raeo.live. Leave a review, leave a rating, a subscription. All that stuff helps us out. We love talking football. See you on Wednesday.
Peace.